fourth quarter when you played zone for, what, 6 minutes or so? That was a gamble, but it sure paid off.
The NBA is a gamble, Doug. I mean, it's one of those things, you know, we have to do some special things for Steve, and the whole league knows that. So, you know, we got to get better at it. And, you know, we had to mix it up. Our man wasn't working, and, you know, we had to go to something else, and it had to be our zone. Our other option was double teaming, but that would definitely open up the floor for him if we were double teaming and blitzing Nene. So we had to go to zone, and it worked for us. It got him out of rhythm, and it got us into a rhythm, and we were able to play small with some shooters around. So it helped us. You know, we work religiously on the zone, and guys are still learning it. But again, sometimes the fear of the ride is worse than the ride. So, but again, it worked out for us tonight.
And DJ, those 6 minutes, drive and kick, just where's it been?
He's a pro. He's a pro. I mean, you know, we're trying to work with Dwight, and rightfully so. Dwight and Julian trying to develop them, those guys, and he, you know, kind of fell out of the rotation. He struggled a little bit early. He had the first shot at it, and it's been there. I mean, that's what we're looking for out of that backup point guard, coming in and running the show. But to his credit, the young man has worked at it. He stayed after practice, worked late, come back at night, worked on his shot, and had a great practice last week, the one practice we did have, hard practice we had. And it paid off. And I'm a firm believer, Doug, if your heart and your mind is in the right place, good things will happen with you. And if they're not, you're sitting on the bench pouting and upset because somebody's getting another opportunity, nothing good is going to happen for you. And his heart's been in the right place, his mind is in the right place, and the basketball gods were good to him.
Rudy kind of gutted one out for you tonight.
He sure did. The young man had the flu. Everybody's booing him. And, again, if you don't know, you got to ask somebody. And you know, he had the flu and temperature and gutted it out, and I was proud. I was trying to get him in, get him out, get him a quick rest, get him out. He struggled a little bit, you know, early, but when it was down the stretch, he came through for us.
You think down the stretch he realized that he had to change roles from being the playmaker to just finishing it out?
Well, he did. He changed roles a couple of times. One, we had him as a facilitator in there with DJ. He was the ball handler, and we spotted up DJ. That's how DJ got the corner three. And then in the end, when Kyle came back in, he became the finisher. So he changed roles a couple times, and that's what he's got to do. And being a facilitator for him is a new role for him. You know, he'll swear to you he's a point forward, but he's learning that role and he's doing a heck of a job for us because he's so big and tall. When they are blitzing, he can see over the traps and see out of it. But, again, he was a little weak from the flu, and he gutted it out.
Whoever was on Wall, they had a tough time in the second half. But was that sort of the type of game you're looking from Kyle?
Well, Wall got away from it. I mean, it wasn't all Kyle's fault. We got to get the big guys. I was more upset with the big guys more so than Kyle because they got to be up at the level because one man humanly can't guard him, you know, when he's coming at you 100 miles an hour. So I was on our bigs about getting back, building a brick wall across there for a wall. And that was their job all night because it wasn't like their bigs were rim running to get to the post. They were hanging back, letting Wall have a full court ISO. So you got to commit two to him, and then everybody else match up with the three-point shooters, which we did a decent job on Bill and also Webster.
On the other end, did Kyle seem to have the offense going as you'd like?
Well, they were trapping him. They were trying to get the ball out of his hands, and so he didn't have a clean look coming off those pick and rolls, nor did DeMar have a clean look in the post because they were trying to take Rudy, DeMar, and Kyle out at you know, all at the same time, and that's difficult to do, trying to take everybody out when you have a scheme like that. But our guys executed against it. We found something that worked for us. DJ hit some shots. Terrence Ross hit some big shots for us to open up the floor. But the reason we were able to play small in that situation and got some shooters on the floor.
You've been asking a lot from Rudy this year. Playing power, he's making him play power forward, you're getting him a distributor. How hard is it for him to adapt? He's learning a lot of new stuff this year.
Very difficult, but he's our star player. So he's going to have a lot of roles: a leader, point forward, rebounder, defender. That's the NBA, and he's our guy, and we got to roll with him. So, you know, he's done a heck of a job doing that, and tonight was a great example of him coming in with the flu. He could have easily mailed it in or, you know, checked out, but he fought through it and gave us 17 big points.
Coach, I think you mentioned it early in the week, the troublesome third quarters. What is it about that stretch?
Well, tonight was, I think we were like 3 for 8 or something like that, and 4 for 9 because we got the one in Philly, and that was a big speech at halftime in Philly. Tonight we gave it back, so we had a big second quarter, and we handed it right back to them in the third. So it's troublesome, it's concerning coming out, kind of feeling our way into the third quarter. I think one thing is, our starters have been playing big minutes, so I think so we got to find a balance. We got to find a balance or a way to get jump started in the third quarter, because we can't give up 30-point quarters, especially starting the third when you have a good lead like that.
It's like the first time this team's won 2 games in a row in November in like 3 years. Are you seeing incremental improvement in all
Seeing
facets?
some small improvement. We still have a ways to go, Doug. I mean, we're nowhere, I don't think, near finding our identity, who we want to be offensively. We are moving the ball tonight, another 22, 20-plus assist night, which has been our biggest Achilles heel. So we got to continue to move the basketball. I think once we do that, we'll get a rhythm offensively, as long as we stay solid defensively. And that's going to have to be our anchor right now, is defend and figure out offensively, because some nights it's going to be different people, because their teams are not just going to let DeMar come down and get 30-plus or Kyle get to the paint. They're going to take something out. So now we got to figure out plan B and get to that. And, tonight we did that.
Thank you.